Greetings, viewers. I'm Shaquilla Roberts, and joining us today is author Amy Blackthorn. Welcome, Amy.
Thank you so much for having me.
What was the main inspiration for writing Protection Magic?
The number of times that I've had members of the New Age community, pagan community, come into me and say, I don't feel safe being a minority faith in today's society. It feels scary. How can I protect myself? How can I make myself as aware and safe as I possibly can?
There's such a taboo around hexes and curses. What's your opinion on this?
I think that magic has been the last bastion of understanding for justice in a lot of marginalized communities. And being able to tell someone you can't hex someone, you can't use the only techniques you have available to you is really privileged. So being able to say to someone, you control your own destiny. If someone has done you wrong and the justice system is outside your reach, guess what? You can do it yourself.
My girl. Protection Magic has some examples on how to use self-defense as well as how to resist a kidnapping. Can you please explain one of these examples?
Absolutely. Would you like to help?
I would. And this is where?
One of the most common tools for illegal restraints is duct tape. And we see, unfortunately, the number of times people have been restrained illegally by duct tape, and they're found days and weeks later. Because we have it in our minds that duct tape is this incredible magical tool that is indefensible. So I'm going to teach you how to escape.
Okie doke.
I need you to make it real tight.
Are you sure?
I'm not going to, I want you to make sure I can't escape.
Okay.
This is not a trick.
This is
Yeah, go for it.
professionals, guys. Professionally scared.
Go on.
Okay. One more time?
Keep going.
Oh boy. All right.
We just want to make sure that people at home know that this is not a trick, it's not a stage show, it's not trick duct tape.
The gorilla stuff.
Yeah, extra sticky.
It's super, super tough to tear. There we go.
Perfect. Make sure it's on there tight.
And it's stuck. Oh my goodness, your wrists.
I'm so stuck. Can't. So what happens is people struggle. They pull against this, they twist, they pull, and they say, okay, I'm stuck.
Right.
And the terror overtakes them. They figure, okay, now I have nothing left to give. The most important thing, if someone tries to take you, is to fight with every single thing you have. Don't go to a second location because very, very bad things will happen there. But the most important thing you cannot lose is your sense of self. You have to give yourself permission to do whatever you need to do to get home safe to your family because that's your job, to go home safe at the end of the night.
Absolutely.
So give yourself permission to take care of yourself. Give yourself permission to protect yourself. Do you believe that I can do this?
I do.
Are you sure? You sound a little hesitant.
Right. You do have to give yourself permission to save yourself. Know that you can do this.
There we go. Okay. So one of the easiest things to do to get out of duct tape, you saw me pull, you saw me twist and turn and pull. It's easier if I'm standing for demonstrative purposes, but you can do this sitting, of course. Bring it up over your head, and you're going to bring your elbows down across your hips as hard and fast as you can.
Okay.
Because what this does is this makes the same angle as you need it to make to tear the tape.
Okay.
So we know how tight this is.
Right. Ciao.
And we're
this is
souvenir duct tape. There we go. It's not a trick. It's not trick duct tape.
This thing pop.
Yeah.
This thing pop. So gun ownership can be seen as a controversial topic to discuss given how gun violence is usually portrayed in the media. So what's your opinion on this, and how would you change the mind of those who feel that guns are, bad?
We see so much in the news, in media, in videos, in movies, that guns are held by bad people.
All the time.
2,000 people every day save their own lives carrying a firearm. There are 200,000 people in the United States at any given time who are being stalked actively. being able to, I talk about this in chapter 6 in how to protect yourself, why I carry a firearm, because it's so scary when something like this actually happens. I grew up as a young witch with the idea of harm none. And guns it's pretty diametrically opposed.
Right.
So I never thought that I would use a firearm in my own defense. I never thought I would carry one. When it got to the point where I started trying to go shoot and learning from a range safety officer and in a controlled environment, I never thought that I'd be a person who would carry a firearm. But I couldn't see taking the life of another person. That's just not something I ever thought I would do until I had to make that choice. I was head of security for 2 high-rises in Wilmington, Delaware, and I became to the attention of a stalker who had just done 12 years in a maximum security facility, that the only way that I could protect myself was to make sure that if someone tried to take my agency from me, I was going to fight with everything I had.
Absolutely.
And I felt so empowered to make sure that my choices were honored and my agency was protected. I became a women's firearms instructor, and I teach free classes to women who have protection from abuse orders and different orders to make sure that they can protect their own agency too.
Why is breath work so important when it comes to protection magic?
Our breath is the basis for everything that we do. Whether I'm sitting on the train coming here to talk to you, I'm sitting in traffic, I'm running a marathon, or I'm in a self-defense situation. The joy and the gift of breath is the most important one. So if we can't breathe, if someone has restricted our breathing,
right,
or if we're so anxious that we just tighten up into the point where we stop breathing.
Absolutely.
It's a very common trauma response to hold so still, to freeze so hard that you stop breathing just in case something awful happens. But the breath that we have is that gift of life. So if we default to our base of practicing our breath, especially in stressful situations, our breath automatically comes to us when we have those really scary or really fraught times. Our body remembers what we're supposed to do. We're supposed to take a deep breath and work through it. We're supposed to have that breath with us always. So if we practice like our life depends on it, when we need those breaths, they're there for us.
Anything you're currently working on for the future?
Oh yes, I just have my Botanical Magic was my very first book. I'm working on the sequel. I'm writing the sequel right now, so look for that fall 2024, 2020. We'll see. Absolutely. AmyBlackthorn.com has the first 30 pages of all of my different books, and it'll actually have the next sequel, Blackthorn's Book of Sacred Plant Magic.
Oh.
And that'll be the next one. You can find the intro for that up on the website as soon as it's ready.
Protection Magic is available at redwheelwiser.com and at all fine booksellers. We wish to thank you, the viewers, for tuning in. Until next time, thank you for watching Oculus Alchemy.